Hey everybody, welcome back to the basement, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going back to the Lionel 2021 Volume 2 catalog to check out this latest release, or newer release, the Cab 4. So thanks again for tuning in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. That really helps us out. Hit that subscribe button because a lot of the viewers of this channel aren't subscribed. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Tell us what you think about this as we go through it in the comments below. So this engine here was from the Volume 2 catalog from 2021, as I mentioned. Here's that catalog itself. Now, I've mentioned this before. The 2021 catalogs from Lionel were loaded with some great offerings. In fact, this is the second thing that I purchased from York, my second big purchase from York, and I had also purchased the SD45s, and those were also from this catalog. And guess what else was in this catalog? Strasbourg 90. So that brass hybrid took a lot of the attention away from the other things in this catalog, including the cab forwards and the 412.2s that were also in this catalog. So lots of great things that you had to choose from. I was happy that I was able to snag this, and I want to tell you about it here on Chris's Trains and Things. So the one that I have behind me, as you can see, is the daylight version. This is a fantasy scheme. It's not the prototypical all black that you would typically see, but Lionel did offer quite a few different offerings with this catalog. So they gave you 6 different schemes. 2 of them were black, both saying Southern Pacific on the tender. Those would have been 4281 and 4294. They also offered a 4278 that did not have any markings on the tender, just a black tender, as you can see from the catalog renderings. They also have the daylight version, which is the one that I have behind me. Now, this daylight version was offered previously in their release from many years ago. I want to say 2014, but if I'm corrected, a little thing's going to come down here and tell you that I was wrong. They also offered a Lark paint scheme, as you can see, and then they offered one with a white boiler. I believe that's a Northern Pacific scheme. So the really cool thing about the Cab Forward is it has a really unique history. Now, this is not my first Cab Forward. I had purchased a Cab Forward from someone on the forum probably 5 years ago, 6 years ago, maybe even more. I sold that Cab Forward when I pre-ordered my GS4, the Vision Line GS4. Just needed to make room in the budget. And so that's why I decided to sell that one. Now, that was an all black version, and it was great. I loved it. I have regretted selling that engine ever since because they're just super, super unique. So when these were re-released, I really wanted to purchase one. Unfortunately, with 90 in the catalog, that was a must-buy for me. This one was kind of put on the back burner, and I just kind of waited, and they were released, and I saw some out there, and I played around with, like, do I want to buy it? Do I not? And then I went to York, and Mr. Muffin had these. He had one left on Saturday, and we were able to talk him down to a price point that I really couldn't say no. So I added this to my collection. The other reason why I'm excited that I added this to my collection is I also purchased the rest of the 21-inch daylight cars that Lionel released right before the GSs were released. So I had a 4-pack, excuse me, that's a lie. I had the 2-pack, I had the Vista Dome, and I had the Vision Line Sounds box car. That's all I've been running. And my buddy Johnny had the other ones. He had the other 2-pack and the 4-pack, and he was willing to sell those to me at the same cost that he purchased them for. So I couldn't say no. So I added those. So now I have a full, this is a 10-car long train. So 10 21-inch passenger cars, plus an articulated steam locomotive up front. This thing is absolutely massive. In fact, let's measure it. 100 feet, I think that'll do it. Now, of course, we could have just done a little bit of math and figured this out, but where's the fun in that? All right, so a rough estimate with locomotive and all these cars, 21 feet. 21 feet. So I'm not going to go into the history of the Cab Forward too much. It's really unique. A lot of people know the history. I also have an article that I'm writing for trains.com. If it's not already published, then it should be soon. That goes over the history of the Cab Forward. So hopefully you can check that out. So without further ado, let's run this thing around the layout. It does have